Welcome back, treasures. Today I'm going to take this piece of tree root, and turn it into kind of a fairy curtain. It's really dirty. It's been in the ground. It has a lot of dried, crusted on mud, dirt on it. I'm going to hang these ribbons off of it once we get it cleaned up. And then I think I'll put some kind of charm on it as well, but we'll see what we do when we get there. So here I have the root, and I have a couple tools. I'm going to try the toothbrush and see if it will work, but it's not really taking the dirt off well, so I'm going to go ahead and move to this wire brush. I just really don't want to scratch up the wood any more than I have to. I got this piece of tree root off of the side of the road. We had a big ice storm that took out a lot of trees several months ago, and there was a pile of tree debris that was on the side of the road to be picked up for a big haul pickup, and I passed by it several times, and it just kind of called to me. I always saw this particular piece sticking out of the pile, and so one day I decided to listen to the calling and pull over and grab it. This is how it turned out after it came all clean, but there is a crack in the middle, so I'm going to fix that up with some wood glue. I'm just using a toothpick to get some glue on the end of it, and then I'm kind of holding the tree root in a way that it will open that crack, and I'm shoving that glue into that crack, but I'm trying to make sure I don't get too much glue on the outside. And then I'm going to wipe off the excess before it dries and really hold that root together so that crack is as close to itself as possible, and wipe it off again. And then I'm going to put some tape around it while I'm holding it. But ultimately, I did just hold this for about 20 minutes until that glue had a chance to set, and it kind of held itself for another 20 minutes before I came back and messed with it. And here it is after it's all dry, and you can see that that really made a difference. Now I'm going to measure out, kind of hang where I want it to sit on my window area, and I'm using fishing line so that it's going to look like it's just hovering there, just like this. And just kind of test the weight and make sure that I'm going to be able to hang things off of it. And then I'm going to measure kind of how far down that my ribbons can hang before it starts kind of interfering with the other things on my windowsill. So then I'm going to cut my ribbon just to approximate length, because I can always trim it up a little bit afterwards. And so I will just measure out. I don't want it longer than a foot. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut a bunch of strips of ribbon. Correction, I'm cutting them about 24 inches so they won't hang longer than a foot, because I am not really going to tie them. I'm just going to loop them through themselves so that I can change out the ribbon and colors at any point in time for different seasons if I decide to. So I will just hang each piece kind of next to each other in the same way, looping through, and I'm making sure that the way it loops and kind of ties onto itself, it's hanging down from the way that the root is actually going to be hanging from the fishing line. If you're enjoying this video and you're not yet a subscriber, be a treasure and hit that subscribe button below. I chose ribbon that really reminds me of spring, just with the colors, and then something that I thought was kind of fairy-like as well. This kind of iridescent see-through green ribbon and the colors and this kind of purple and pink. And then I have this white ribbon that has kind of a organza crunched on itself with some very small pearl beads, and that just really made me think of fairies as well. So that's what I'm using on this, but you could use any ribbon. You could use yarn. You could put some lights coming through this. That would be very pretty and very springtime and fairy-like. Now that I have all of the ribbon added, I'm going to go ahead and put some charms on here. And on this purple here, I'm going to put a little bead that looks like a whole bunch of roses together, so it's kind of a ball of roses. After I added these two little charms that were the balls of roses here, I didn't really feel like it needed and wanted more charms on it. I originally thought I was going to put a lot of charms on it, but I think the simplicity just made it that much more special. You could definitely add more, you could add less, and I think it would still be just as pretty. Here is how it turned out. I absolutely love it. I hope that you like it as well. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, hit that playlist. Until next time, keep crafting.